the most important message you want to convey to the next generation about water?
All climate change is about water. Pay attention to it. Save our water resources.
How does Nandi Water navigate the delicate balance between social impact and financial sustainability?
So the folks from the NGOs look at us and say, these guys are very businessy, they're very market focused, they're talking about selling things. And you have the businesses that look at us and say, if you're not focused on profit, you are no business. And talking about people and planet over profits is something only the very privileged can afford.
Hello everyone, welcome to LeaderStory. Joining us today we have CEO of Naandi Community Water, Divya. Divya is the driving force behind Naandi Water. She is revolutionizing access to clean water in India, tackling a critical water challenge with innovative solutions. We'll explore how Nandi Water is empowering communities, the hurdles they overcome, and the future of sustainable water solutions. My first question to you is, beyond iPure and iQuench, what are some of the most out of the box solutions Nandi Water is exploring to address the evolving water crisis in India?
The mission of Nandi Water is to save lives by providing access to safe drinking water to underserved communities in a sustainable manner. So we have, like you mentioned, two brands. One is iPure, which is really our mainstay brand and portfolio. This is the portfolio that we operate in rural India, providing access to underserved communities. And then there is iQuench, which is targeting the B2B, urban businesses with packaged drinking water, and 100% profits from that go to support initiatives in rural India. Despite spending this money for many, many decades now, we've not been able to solve for the water issue. Despite there was a lot of literature and the government themselves were saying that in order to solve for this issue, it can't be just the government that is responsible because, imagine all of India, the operations and maintenance of all the pipelines is managed only by the government. That becomes really, really difficult. Nobody wanted to pay for water because this is government's responsibility. Why should I pay for water? In the absence of financial resources and in the absence of community ownership, we were continuously facing issues of slippage of water access, no matter how much we were spending. So when nobody else was doing it, we ensured that any infrastructure that we were setting up was beyond the pipe, and we made sure that the community was taking ownership, was a co-participant in this infrastructure project from the very beginning. Water centers that we set up run for 12 to 15 years, sometimes even beyond the lifetime of that infrastructure, because they've taken ownership of it, right? And the second thing is we ensure that they pay, and they pay on a subscription model for the month at large. And we had to work very hard for this, but we brought in this behavior change. So these were at that time really radical and out of the box. So we are working on finding solutions.
So, what exactly is the difficulty while transferring or in the transition of water?
So the transportation costs are high. Contamination happens during the transportation itself. And just the number of labs itself are very, very, very few. For the entire country, there are only 3,000. They just don't have the capacity. Okay. We are trying to come up with a solution using IoT technology where we are going to be able to test the water at the point of production or at the time of consumption. We've always thought beyond just access to safe drinking water where we are, to really finding sustainable solutions and to constantly addressing newer challenges in the area.
Okay. How does Nandi Water navigate the delicate balance between social impact and financial sustainability?
An organization is called a social enterprise if it prioritizes people and planet over profits, and that it has a sustainable revenue model in providing services to underserved, or taking services from the underserved and providing it to somebody else, right? So the folks from the NGOs look at social enterprises, look at us and say, these guys are very businessy, they're very market focused, they're talking about selling things, they are not working for social impact. And you have the businesses that will look at us and say, if you're not focused on profit, you are no business. If you're going to be harping so much on social impact, you're no business. And talking about people and planet over profits is something only the very privileged can afford. And the investors are always like, you're not providing us enough return on our investment. And the donors on the other end will be like, if you are already charging a nominal fee, why do you need my money? So the government is like, what is a social enterprise? Either you're a private limited company, in which case you have to have profit, or you're an NGO, in which case you have to be set up as a trust. Who is this social enterprise, and why should we allow any compensations or any new guidelines for you? Right? So we constantly have to navigate these perceptions, respond to these questions, and explain to various stakeholders that what we stand for, that we are focused on impacting or saving lives of underserved communities while being sustainable. And we're very, very passionate about social enterprises and social businesses, and really believe that social business is a game changer.
Divya, in a world of rapid technological advancements, how is Nandi Water leveraging emerging technologies, for example, AI, IoT, to improve water accessibility as well as transportation?
From the very beginning, we've used really cutting edge technology for ensuring access to good quality and safe drinking water. And we always combine it with grassroots community development. Okay. So we use very advanced technology for purification of some of the most contaminated water, and for ensuring that this water is available 24 by 7 to communities so they can come and take it anytime. We can operate these water centers remotely sitting in Hyderabad. In order to make sure that the quality of water that we are dispensing is good, we've put in safeguards and controls, right? If a certain part of the machine that has to ensure that it is working properly to make sure that the quality of water is good is not functioning properly, then the system shuts down and we immediately get an alert. We've set up water centers across 700 villages while maintaining, the shutdowns are less than 0.5% of time. So it's very, very, very minimal, right? So we have a very efficient system for this. We also use IoT to understand our consumers, the users of water, their behaviors, their demand patterns, so that we are able to customize our behavior change training on the basis of these patterns. So this is how we've used technology from the very beginning in ensuring access to safe drinking water.
All right. Now let's move on to our next section, which is Mind of a Leader. For that, my first question to you, Divya, is how do you foster a culture of innovation and resilience within the Nandi Water team?
When there is high ownership, it's really important for management and leadership to empower the field staff, frontline staff, and the entire hierarchy to make decisions on their own and encourage them to experiment.
What is one book, Divya, that has significantly impacted your leadership philosophy?
I think Built to Last by Jim Collins, that has made a huge impact on me on what kind of a leader builds businesses and enterprises and organizations that last much beyond them. I think a lot of my leadership style is influenced by that. Built to
Oh,
Last and Good to Great.
okay. Rapid fire. With this, we reach to our last section. Okay. If you could have a water theme superpower, what would it be?
Equitable distribution.
If water had a social media account, what would its bio be?
Pay attention to me. You can't live without me.
Wow. Okay, next. What is the most surprising thing you have learned about water in your career?
The water is both looked at as a commodity, but is actually amongst the most intimate thing that you can have a relationship with. I mean, you use it to cleanse yourself, you use it to hydrate yourself. It literally goes inside of you.
What is the most important message you want to convey to the next generation about water?
Save it. All climate change is about water.
All right. Thank you very much, Divya, for this interview, and we wish you good luck from our team.